Commence primary ignition.
Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Dorian Kinji here. Played Cad Bane on the Book of Boba Fett on Star Wars Disney Plus. You're watching the Virtual Cantina Network. Have fun.
Welcome, citizens of the Republic. It's Boys Night Out, as Ashley is going to see Stevie Nicks and did not get tickets for Mark and I, so we're having to hold it down and do the show. Tonight,
yeah, truly, what the hell?
Exactly. And tonight we're going to see season 3, episode 5, Corruption. Going to have a big old time. Mark, did you have a good weekend?
I've been sick for the past several days, so sorry everyone if I seem a little lower energy than usual. I actually called out sick from work on Friday and didn't do anything this weekend. I missed a friend's 40th birthday party, which was an 80s themed dress up party at a bowling alley. That's like made for me. I was so pissed. I had my my aerobic style neon Ken set up with so the shorts, the sleeveless vest, the elbow pads, the wrist pads, the knee pads, like all the bright colors, my hat, all that shit. I was ready to go. I was so mad. I didn't do anything. We missed we were going to a YouTubers event on Friday that I couldn't go to. And then I like laid around the house doing all sorts of nothing. And so with Thanksgiving coming up, I was like, I just want to be, able to do things for Thanksgiving. So I did all sorts of nothing. Yeah.
I did a little pew, but that was about it, had a little fun, and then just hung out with Bridget the whole weekend and did nothing.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually texting with Ashley right now because I actually fully forgot she was at Stevie Nicks, so she sent me a couple pictures. Hold on, I'm gonna.
Oh, it's really sad because I read a text earlier. Mark and I are sitting here talking before the show, waiting for Ashley to show up, and then all of a sudden Mark says, "Oh yeah,
look at that.
Yeah, she'd kiss my ass."
Nicks.
And then and then Mark goes, "Oh yeah, she's at a Stevie Nicks show," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I saw that post about an hour ago."
Yeah.
Couldn't remember it long enough to say, "Oh yeah, Ashley's not going to be here tonight."
And good thing because I was on the fence about doing tonight's episode, and then I was like, "Well, I missed last week." And then tonight is a first of 2 parts in Mandalore. So for anyone who knows their Clone Wars, the Mandalore stories within Clone Wars are obviously some of the best. And I think The Lawless is still widely considered the best episode other than the finale, right? Like, season 7, how it all comes together in the Siege of Mandalore, which is also a Mandalore story. But The Lawless is largely considered the best episode. This sort of starts building to that. We start seeing Satine on Mandalore as a ruler dealing with some corruption, which is the title of the episode, Corruption. And we get to meet some people in her orbit, a shady prime minister, some other surrounding people. And next Monday, everyone prepare yourself now. It's going to take this long. I'm going to be wildly insufferable because we get to meet Corky Kryze next Monday. So I'm already losing my mind about how much time we're going to spend on Senor Corky. Because he makes his triumphant appearance. Yeah, exactly. It's not a great acronym if he's Corky Kryze Kenobi. I think that's very unintentional, and it may be why they don't want to pull the trigger on that lineage.
Oh yeah, the KKK does not work well.
Yeah, it does not. But I still believe that he is both a Kryze and a Kenobi, and I also think he's probably a Kryze in the broadest sense that everyone is a foundling, basically. Everyone's got aunts and uncles, which was a discourse recently in New York politics about how our mayor-elect Mondami was calling his mom's cousin or something his aunt, because that just makes sense. I can't tell you how many aunts and uncles I have that are like either cousins or friends of parents or whatever, and they were trying to like roast him on that. I was like, girl, you should go visit Mandalore, where there's not a stitch of like actual blood relation to some of these family members. So we will continue to unravel the mystery of Mr. Corky Kreese next week. But tonight we get started with watching Satine in a position of power, which is cool.
Yeah.
Watch her govern.
The beginning of it falling apart.
Yeah. Oh, she has a rough go. Like all leaders of Mandalore, it's not meant to last. Like Mandalore's own worst enemy is Mandalore.
Yeah. Why have there been so many wars? Because we're just Mandalorians.
Yeah, y'all suck. Like, also find an outside threat. Like, I don't get it. Why are you so mad at
I think
yourself?
I'm part Mandalorian.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you know, you know.
There's what was it? Someone was saying Mandalore. There was a comparison to Mandalore in the United States, and it was like how all the states are just like constantly at each other. And I was like, well, that also sounds like Europe. Like everyone just like, it sounds like the Earth, right? When you really think about it, it's like, oh, they're just a bunch of people trying to share space, and no one wants to share. What else is new?
Everybody wants all of it to themselves.
Yeah, and it's part of their culture to be like winners, and they have to. What did I do? I'm trying to share this thing in the group, and it's like not letting me. Come on now. Facebook is being slow. Sorry, guys, if you haven't seen the Facebook stream yet, but we are live on YouTube and a variety of other channels. But the Facebook post into the group is just being slow to post. There we go. I think.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. So I did a post from the show. I said hi to Jason, and I realized that must be. I don't even know where that address came from. If that's the YouTube address.
You're probably posting from your YouTube account and not your Facebook account.
Well,
so when I produce either Daughters or I Know, I've got access to the screen. So for anyone who knows anything about producing, and I see that Spencer and Jason are both in the chat, so they know, you've got the control panel over here where we can see everyone's comments coming in, decide if we want to put them on the screen. So I'll put up JB right now, right? Like I can click that, and now JB is up on the screen. Hey, JB, thanks for dropping in. JB will also be guest hosting on Wednesday night for a special night of the VCN watch along, doing Superman with the boys. So that'll be exciting.
Which Superman?
The first one, 1978. So the first one.
The first one that we can all remember.
Yeah, the first Christopher Reeves one, I guess is the way I should say it. So Richard Donner's original Superman, right?
I remember watching that in the movie theater, and as they're doing the introductions, and not the introductions, the credits, and they do like the name comes in and it flies across the screen. I thought they were never going to get to the movie. That seemed like forever when I was a kid.
It is a long credit sequence. They play like the whole theme. Like it goes on.
1978, I was 10 years old. I was like, good God, this is taking forever. I want to see the movie.
So aside from Star Wars in 77, every movie up to that point always had all the credits in the front. And I believe it was George Lucas, because he was working outside of Hollywood, that he was able to somehow get the credits moved to the end of the movie. But I think he had to pay a fine or a fee or something.
I think he had to quit the Screen Directors Guild.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, somebody post that out.
Yeah, someone do some recon. Hey JB, you got nothing going on. Find out bring that answer to the Wednesday night viewing. Actually, no one has to tell us tonight, but like I think it'd be lovely if people knew like what the deal was with the credits for Superman and in general the credits for Star Wars, because there's something about that move to the end of the movie that like fully changed the way we do credits now. Like, we don't have credits at the front, really. We've got, like, flashing names that start sometimes, but
Spencer,
you get the logos and whatever else.
He said, throw that out, Spencer, coming up. Yes, he quit the guild.
Right. Oh, so coming back to what I was saying. So I can push buttons and bring things up on the comments and stuff. I can also see all the comments coming in. And if I type anything, if I type right now, hi, everyone. Welcome to tonight's episode. Welcome to tonight's episode. I'm typing as the Virtual Cantina Network, but I usually have my phone out as well when I'm producing a show and I'm logged in as me, so I can put my personal comments in there about what I care about. So especially when we're doing like a Daughters or an I Know, where I have like a note of my own, so I'm not posting as like the channel having a point of view.
Well, see, I never logged in as Skip Ruckle. What was that? Hold on a sec. Where is it? Skip Ruckle 88880.
Yeah.
I never logged in as that. I think it was because
It's your
Facebook
email
was.
address.
Nope.
It looked like you had posted from YouTube, and it was your email address.
Yeah, it must be my my username for YouTube, which I have no memory of ever making. But
yeah, it feels like ages ago. I can't remember when I joined YouTube. Spencer's correct about this, though. I could be snarky as a producer and as myself. I could double the comments.
Double the snarkiness.
Exactly.
Yeah, he has to make up for Ashley tonight. You know, she's at Stevie Nicks concert.
Boo! Meanwhile, she puts on an amazing show. I was lucky enough to see Stevie solo at Jones Beach like probably 15 years ago, and her voice is just incredible. And it feels very witchy. Like you're there and you're like, oh, I'm swept up in it. Like that American Horror Story episode is probably correct. That woman has powers. And then I also got to see Fleetwood Mac, like all 7 of them or whatever, like all the leads before they were all still alive at the time. And they had just brought Christine McVie back in the mix. So it was like, you know, Mick Fleetwood, Christine McVie, Stevie Nicks, and there's like 2 other people that matter, right? Who's in Fleetwood Mac? I know there's like 40 people, but there's only 6 that matter.
I think is there 2 women, 2 men? Yeah, the only those 4 matter.
Okay. Peter Green, Jeremy, no, John McVie, Lindsey Buckingham. Lindsey was there. Buckingham,
that's the one I couldn't remember.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. And they probably had some touring band people behind them. Yeah, I missed Lindsey. That was really the big one. But yeah, and by the way, I don't think any of them like each other in real life enough to even really do anything more than the pre-recorded, like pre-scripted banter or whatever. But their chemistry on stage is incredible. Like, and their vocals all work together in a way that shouldn't. Like, there's no way that Stevie Nicks and Christine McVie should sound good together. And yet it's magic. So like seeing them at MSG with like 40,000 other people. And I'm not of the generation of Fleetwood Mac. Like Rumors is just an album I love, but I was not even born when it came out, right? Like I found them later. There are other people whose like love lives happened at the same time when these idiots were high on cocaine, like writing that shit, right? Like it has no personal
connection. One of my favorite memes out there is you think you're bad, you know, singing I Hate You song to was it Lindsay that Stevie was married to, who cheated
Lindsay
on,
and Stevie were married. Yeah.
And Lindsay cheated on Stevie, and so they stayed together, and she sat there and sang a "You Asshole" songs to him, you know, and he had to sing along with it. It's great.
Oh yeah, exactly. He does background vocals on it because he knows it sounds good. So I'm going to put up Sherry's note. Thank you, Sherry, for being our Jocasta Nu as always. So Empire Strikes Back, George was fined $250,000, which to him is like pocket change. But at the time, 81, was that 1981? Yeah, that's some big money. That's that's probably
1980.
Yeah. So you're talking $700,000 now. Let's just triple it, $750,000, right? And he had to protect directors. He resigned from both the Directors Guild and the Writers Guild. Wow, that's amazing.
And they would love to have him.
Yeah, you know what? I understand why you might want to put credits at the front of the movie, because I've watched old movies, like all of us have, and credits were short. And not everyone got credited. That's how they fit in the front of the movie. There's a reason they're at the end now, because they're 14 fucking minutes long, especially with special effects artists. Where have you read a credit for a Marvel movie where the names go across in a horizontal line and there's 15 names in a line and then 100 lines of just graphic artists from one studio? and then 7 more studios. And I'm not saying these people didn't contribute to the film. I'm saying at some point, like, the guy who cuts the grass doesn't necessarily deserve a credit in the film. Like, did he get paid? Did he actually make something? Like, there's people in corporate, like white collar employees who do things like public relations that are getting credits in movies, and they are not part of production. Like, I'm sorry, that is ridiculous.
It is. It is. Just doesn't make any sense. It's like, if you weren't being part of the creative team that created this movie, oh, shove off.
Yeah, I don't understand. And look, I understand everyone wants to get it on their IMDb. That makes sense to me. And if you're a graphic artist, that makes sense. If you're the craft services person, if you're the guy who did the landscaping, did you design a landscape, or are you literally cutting the grass?
I served the food to the staff, the crew. Oh, here's the guy that what am I trying to say? The guy that brings the food.
Like the Uber Eats guy.
Well, not even that. It's what do they call the companies that bring food to the events?
Like the caterers.
Caterer. Yeah. Thank you. That was the word I was dying to get. So the caterer gets credits in a movie. What the hell for?
Yeah, craft services. It's
fed
crazy.
Somebody.
Look, Sarah's on my side, so you know that we are both wrong. Yes, death to white collar credits. I agree.
It leaves more a room for story or post credit scenes.
I think I've also heard, and look, I'm not in the industry. I'm adjacent to the industry, right? I've heard that oftentimes people will dangle a credit as opposed to money or more money. You can make less money with a credit or more money and no credit, because the credit is like worthwhile, right? Like, and look, if you're an actor or working in the production of a film or something that really is like something that deserves to be credited, credits matter. Like, you want to be credited, and you want to be credited appropriately. That's why we have unions, and I believe strongly in unions. But there's something about like how it has now become overblown, and I believe the white collar side of it is what's very concerning. Like, someone who's like a social media intern doesn't deserve a credit on a Marvel movie, full stop. Like, if you're running the Instagram for Thor, you didn't make the movie. You're doing marketing for Marvel. Those are two very different things. Yeah. Oh, and Jeff, you're right. Everyone has these vanity credits like producer. It used to mean something. It's why the term producer both means everything and nothing. When you ask what a producer does, no one can tell you because it's an ill-defined role. And some producers really do produce shit, and then other people are just money guys or names attached to help secure funding. I will say there's actually a lot of controversy on Broadway where people have won Tonys for being producers, or they've won Tonys, I'm not using air quotes, because they've produced a show. They've literally won Tonys for producing shows, but sometimes producing a show is just a monetary contribution. So if you spend enough money, you will inevitably fund a show that wins you a Tony. And weirdly enough, it actually came to light because like Jennifer Hudson won a Tony and it got her EGOT. And she was one of those like Tony, like she was a producer on a show. She's not in a show. She's a talk show host now. Meanwhile, she's insanely talented and deserves every award she has, including this Tony, because she was actually producing. Like, she was involved in the production of the show. But so many other people collected a Tony for that show who literally wrote a check. And there's no distinction between the two. And I think that's the issue. Like, you can just buy your way into a credit or award or whatever. I don't know how we got on this topic. Where's Ashley to pull us back to reality over here? Yeah.
See, I just have a habit of letting you go.
Yeah, no, that's a mistake, especially when I'm like delirious. I took a lot of Sudafed today, guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're in the midst of too many things changing at once. So we are leaving our building, which is very exciting because the building is old. And I'm gonna get a production nomination for Clone Wars because I'm like adjacent to it. It's ridiculous. So we're leaving the building. So all I've been doing for the past week is like packing stuff up, organizing. I'm also packing for conventions. So there's all these buckets. It's almost like an episode of Hoarders where it's like, where does this go? Are we selling this for closeout? Are we throwing it away? Are we giving it away? Am I packing it for trade show number 1 in January or trade show number 2 in February, which by the way, there's overlap on some of that product? or is stuff coming with us to the new office, or is stuff getting mailed out to our licensors who still have product that we need to send them, right? So there's all these buckets. Me and my team have been doing that for weeks. It has been going on and on and on. And then we're at the point now where we're like literally labeling our shit. So I have labels on my chairs that say Mark Von Olen licensing, and my chairs are labeled because all that shit's coming with us. We're taking all of our furniture, my whiteboard, my chairs, my monitors have labels on them. Like, it's crazy. And then we have all these pallets of boxes and stuff while we're actively trying to, throw stuff away as well. But that has been going on and on. And I think it's actually what got me sick because I ran myself ragged.
Extras our way. We will take extras.
Yeah. Oh, I have extra costumes I will send you.
I got you. Wall of glory.
Yeah, exactly. Look, it's not Denuo stuff. It's Halloween costume stuff.
Oh.
So thank you, Jeff. Enjoy Life of Chuck. Who's the Q&A with before you go? Is it, it's the fucking director. Like, this man goes to the most interesting events. So yeah. Jeff has never gone to something, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. I'm always like, holy shit, what are you going to now?
Yeah. Bitch.
Well,
I just live my life. Yeah, I live my life vicariously through Jeff.
Yeah, pretty much. He does all the cool stuff. I was supposed to have a great
some other
weekend.
Interesting people he met, and there'd be 45 pictures that he puts on Facebook. Mm-hmm. I'm like, and none of them are, like, oh, it's like, damn, look at that.
I know. That's why it's like we got to get him to come to Rhode Island because even crazier shit will happen. You are not. Mark Hamill is not doing that Q&A. There's no way. Oh, yeah, it is. Ugh, of course it is. He's gonna meet Mark Hamill. You guys know it, right? Like, yeah. All right. Well, enjoy. Mark is delightful. Sherry, yeah, corporate move is rough. And I've got a team under me, although I am changing roles at my company, and I can't say anything too much at the moment, but I'm going to be working on more than just costumes, which is very exciting. So we're going through, I've got a new manager, a new set of roles and responsibilities, and soon to be a new building. And my former direct reports are no longer my direct reports. So I've got to transition people, responsibilities, activities, updates. Like, it's a lot at the moment. So there's too much change. And I think between that and lifting all the boxes, it finally caught up with me. And my body was like, you're done, girl. Like, so I've been down since Thursday, basically. But I crawled into work on Thursday, like, just trying my best to hang on. And then I had to take a sick day Friday. So I'm like, ugh.
Yes. My boss is an asshole. He doesn't give me too many days off.
You are in a prison of your own making. That's the hardest part of it. Well, all right. So what are your Thanksgiving plans? Because I'm assuming this is the last one before your daughter gets married. So you have to like set up the in-law situation, etc. now, right?
Oh, that's been set up for years. They've been dating for 8 years now.
That's true.
They've been living together for a long time. Mm-hmm. But so Avery's mom celebrates with her grandmother, and they have like a 12 o'clock Thanksgiving dinner. So they do lunch, right?
Okay.
So she does that.
I like a lunch.
And then she'll hang out with him, and then she'll come over here, and then Aaron will have gone to his parents' house to have Thanksgiving, and then the two of them will meet at my house around 4:30 and eat another meal. Aaron just loves the trip meals that he gets to eat on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's like a progressive meal. Like, I would just like a little bit of lunch, and then some dinner and some dessert. That sounds delightful.
But I am doing, actually, I think besides Avery coming in maybe later that evening, and especially because she's living here right now, it's going to be Bridget, myself, and Bridget's friend, Allie.
Okay.
Because Wednesday, we have 2 vacation rentals for those of you who don't know this. And Wednesday, one of them is going to check out Wednesday morning at 11, and we have to be ready for somebody to check in Wednesday at 4 o'clock. And then Thanksgiving, we've got somebody checking out at 11 on Thanksgiving Day and somebody checking in at 4 o'clock on Thanksgiving Day. So
they're desperate to not see their family.
Yeah. So we're just kind of like, okay. I tried to talk Bridget into saying, let's go out to eat, but she wanted to have some leftovers. So she sent me to get a turkey tonight, and she goes, "Now don't get a frozen one. Get one that's that's already
you needed to
defrosted.
thaw it for like 4 days. So girl, you got to start like
defrosting
yesterday
it now."
Yeah.
And so she goes, now get me an 18-pound turkey, because I was like a 12-pound, and she was like 18 pounds. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I'm looking at the tags, and I see 18.10, and then I see the price, and I saw net weight before I saw the 18. And I get home, and Bridget goes, why did you bring home a 15-pound turkey? I said, it's not 15 pounds. I looked at it. It's net weight, little print underneath of it says 15 pounds. You saved $18.
Oh no!
Yeah, so I got the turkey and I said, oh.
You're also getting a
take
turkey for like
back.
3 people. What do you do with all this meat?
Yeah, she likes leftovers. I don't know.
For how long? Girl, that turkey's not going to last till Christmas.
Yeah, well, Avery and Aaron will be here, so they'll help us out. But yeah. We won't have the family rolling into like, oh, can I get some leftovers?
Yeah,
like we usually do.
It's harder to cook for a smaller number of people, especially if you're trying to do something like a turkey.
Well, I was trying to get Bridget to break tradition and let's do something really small.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be flipping a house that day. Let's just chill out,
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm not a creature of tradition or habit in a way that like things need to be a certain way. And I think I've mentioned this before that my parents are like weirdly chill about certain things, and holidays are one of them. It's because my grandmother was a nightmare about it. So my dad's mom. So holidays are always really chill by us, where they're like, I see them frequently, right? Like I see my parents basically every other week. So me coming over for Thanksgiving is like not special. It's like any other Saturday. So what we're going to do is my sister is going to her in-laws, her husband's mom and dad, and they have a big extended family. We always get invited to this kind of thing, and we go sometimes, but their Thanksgivings are long and there's a lot of them. So they're in New Jersey now, so now it's even further away. So they're going to do their own thing. My sister and her in-laws, my mom and dad aren't even going. They're going out with friends on Thursday. We're staying home doing nothing. We're going to play video games and eat leftovers. Because Wednesday we are doing a Friendsgiving with a bunch of friends. We have like, I don't know, 7 or 8 people coming on Wednesday. It's going to be nice and small, but easy breezy. We're getting like, I think a 12-pound turkey or something. I don't know. Jason's taking care of all that shit. I don't know. So there's mac and cheese and whatever else for our little Friendsgiving on Wednesday. Stay at home, do nothing on Thursday. And then my family gets together on Thanksgiving Saturday. We've been doing this for the past several years. It's the greatest invention ever. There's no stress. Everyone's done caring about turkey and the leftovers at that point. So we are ordering in buffet style from a couple of different restaurants. We're doing a whole Asian flair thing where we're going to do Chinese, Thai, and Indian and a mix of stuff and make it like a buffet on Saturday. That's anything but turkey Thanksgiving related food, basically. So, and we'll catch up on all the stories of all the stupid shit that's happened from Wednesday to Thursday. So, or even Wednesday to Friday. Like my sister's going to see some friends that are coming to visit. So, it's all about the Saturday.
Well, this is a big change for us. We're used to having anywhere from, 15 to 20 people for Thanksgiving.
It's a lot.
So for us to have
that's
3,
my in-laws. That's my sister's in-laws. Yeah.
Yeah. That for us to have 3 is just like, whoa.
Yeah. Jason's family is big too, and he has 3 siblings, and they all are married with kids and all that. So when his mom used to host, the first one I went to, I was super overwhelmed. It was like 20 people, and I was like, oh my God, like this is a lot of them, which I'm sure is how they feel about me and my family when they come to visit. There's like, oh, there's a lot of them. But like, it's a lot but now everyone's got their own set of like little kids now. Like my sister has children, and so we have to revolve all plans around that. And so do all of his siblings, right? They have kids who now have kids. So that's the other thing is like, where are the youngest kids? Because it ends up being them that drive a lot of the situation. Like his sister stays in Atlanta now. The other 2 brothers are in Knoxville. We're going to visit after the holidays. We've already decided we're doing a January trip. I like Sherry's idea over here, though, about going out. My mom and dad are doing that with 2 of their friends, and they are very excited about that. And I also love Sarah's idea about doing an all German thing. We're doing an all Asian thing. So I can't think of the last time I've had Jaeger Schnitzel. Is it Jaeger Schnitzel? There's another Schnitzel I'm thinking of. Wiener Schnitzel is the one I'm thinking of.
Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah. And Spatschel is that.
She can start quoting it all to you and speaking German.
What's that?
I said we can get Bridget in here. She can quote it all to you and start speaking German.
You're gonna need to, because my last name is German, but I got nothing. I can't speak a single syllable.
Oh,
But
she's
Spetzel is that weird macaroni thing. That's really good. Like that's some good
Bridget's
stuff.
fluent in German. You know, her
Oh.
mom's German.
Hmm.
You know, she grew up listening to German her whole life. She spent years in Germany when she was younger,
Oh
and
wow.
but she doesn't like, if she can't like roll her R's, she doesn't like to speak it. You know, there's a story about she was with her aunt um, over in Germany, and you know everybody had been speaking English to her or speaking German, and she would speak back in English. And it was her and Tanta. Oh, which Tanta was it? It was Mitzi, I think. And she's sitting there, and it's just the two of them. And Mitzi asked her something in German, and she responded in German. And she goes, "You speak German from now on. You speak nothing but German." She wouldn't let her speak any English for the
Oh
rest of the time
no.
she was there.
That
But
sounds being multi or bilingual or multilingual when you're a kid, I know can be super confusing. A lot of my friends who are New Yorkers, immigrants, right? Like first generation, whatever. You're doing a lot of the trying to learn English and speak that out in the world to like back when we used the word assimilate, right? That's not really a thing anymore. Like it's not really a proper word, but like people wanted to engross in the culture. But at home, maybe your parents didn't speak great English, right? So you would be doing your native language, whether it was Chinese or Spanish or whatever it was. I know with my grandparents, everyone on that generation line spoke Italian, and then the kids spoke English, and within one generation, it was gone. Like no one was doing the multilingual thing. And at once you're into the like second generation being here, it's like it evaporates into the ether. Like my mom's parents, that generation, all speak Italian fluently and English fluently. And then my mom's generation of cousins, they only know how to curse in Italian. That's it. That's all they got. They got like basic casual conversations sometimes and all the dirty words. And that's it. It's like it was all just gone. And I was like, can someone have taught me something? Like, could I have gotten one useful language, Italian or German or something?
yeah,
Like, yeah. So frustrating.
well, we better get on to this
Oh yeah.
episode
We got to get to
because we're
Mandalore.
spending a lot of time talking about Clone Wars tonight.
I know. I'm so excited about this episode, despite the fact that we are starting late, and we've barely talked about Star Wars. I blame Ashley. This was all her doing. Um,
See,
we have a lot to cover. All right, so Skip, it is your time to shine over here. Season 3, Episode 5, Corruption.
when Padme visits Mandalore on a diplomatic mission, she finds herself investigating an outbreak of a mysterious illness at a school with Duchess Satine.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Padme team up with Duchess Satine. That's gonna be good.
The challenge of hope is to overcome corruption.
Yeah, that's a good one. I never thought of it framed that way, but yeah, corruption is everywhere, everywhere in every society. We are
Well,
going to see it play through the lens of Mandalore. So let me get that
we're getting a fresh,
countdown.
in-your-face look at corruption.
Yeah. Oh shit. We can't. We don't have a lot of viewers. I feel like we can get deep into it. We could really turn this political. All right, let's do that. All right, let's not make any real world connections from tonight's episode, but I'm gonna get ready to hit that countdown. So everyone, cue up your Disney Plus season 3, episode 5, Corruption, and here we go.
As it's blaring in my ears and turning the volume down.
Mm-hmm. Corruption. Still trying to hit play. All right, mine's finally running. Just my Disney Plus is so slow on the computer screen, and Jason keeps telling me you should put it up on the TV, but the TV is behind me, and it's gigantic, and I don't need it to be that big. I just need the computer to function. So that's the issue. Oh, come on. Recap. I do love me some Duchess Satine. Okay, so who's in this episode? Obviously, Anna Graves. Anna Graves, friend of the show, personal close friend of Skip. Love her so much. She is a star in this episode.
I like her and her husband. Kevin's pretty funny too.
They're good people. Kat Tabor as Padme, and we say it all the time. Kat is like a really impeccable Padme, and Padme is really powerful in the Clone Wars. Like in the Clone Wars TV show, Padme kicks all the ass. She doesn't get to do quite as much of that in the movies. Like you could argue that in episode 1, like Natalie Portman really delivers as Padme in episode 1. And then she's like very much sidelined after that, like in episode 2 and especially in 3. I feel like we barely see her until they kill her.
Yeah. Well, she's pregnant, you know.
Yeah. They're like, right. So she can't do a thing. In the Clone Wars, it's a very different story. She's a very active character. She not only makes a lot of decisions, she takes a lot of action. She fires guns. Like she like.
Well, she also sets the basis of who Leia is as a leader, because this is her Leia's mom, and you know you go, oh, she came by it naturally. You know.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of Leia there. What's interesting is I always think of. So I think people automatically do the gender thing where they're like, Leia comes from Padme and Luke comes from Vader. And it couldn't be more opposite. Like Luke is just such a puppy dog and full of love. And just like everything about Luke feels like empathy and warmth and feels like Padme. And then everything about Leia is like process and dark side. Right.
You're
and like,
right. Never really
shit, is she Anakin? She's a dramatic bitch too. Like she is the daughter of Anakin in a way that I think a lot of people overlook, because they just do the gender thing. And of course, we have so much of Luke and Vader together that you forget sometimes that Leia even comes from Vader, because it's like a looped in line in Return of the Jedi, right? Like
Leia is more like Anakin. You know, that she's more like the character of Anakin, and less like the character of Vader. You know, so if you start thinking Anakin and Leia, you get that, I can see that.
Oh, we got some good comments in here. First of all, Sarah Barnes is always correct. It is always my fault. Wait till you tune in tomorrow night, by the way, very special episode of I Know. We did a little pre-record with the holiday schedule, and you'll see me in all my hazy fever dream. I make it on air a couple times because I can't get the boxes to move correctly. So looking forward to seeing you guys.
Wednesday night.
No, tomorrow night. I think, is it happening? It's tomorrow night because Wednesday is the watch along. So
okay, so we're not doing the Zoom tomorrow?
No, we are. It's just at 9 p.m. I know we'll also go live. So,
okay.
Yeah. And then Sherry is pointing out what a badass Padme is in this episode. And yeah, there's not a lot of Mandalorian armor yet. I don't think anyone realized what the aesthetic of this show was going to be.
Yeah. I think this is the effect of George. He wanted to see a different portion of Mandalore. You know, this was all as really season 1, I think, was coming out. Maybe season 3, but Karen Traviss was doing the Legends novels, and she was writing a whole different Mandalore.
For sure, she was certainly trying to create a new Mandalore with the robes and like the sort of peaceful approach. Like it's a pacifist view, right? JB, I pop in as a special guest very unexpectedly. I look terrible too. I was looking at I was watching back. I was like, oh my god, like you could tell it. I'm like not in peak form. My ring light's not on, although the dark was helpful. So this guy, the one with the very pointy chin, Almac is a problem. And we'll see more as we go. Well, Padme's hair. I mean, she knows she's going to visit Satine, so you have to like meet her at her level, right? Like you're going to the Met Gala, you can't show up in a t-shirt. And Padme is already impeccably dressed, like possibly the most fashionable woman in the galaxy, like right next to Satine. And she brings like quite the style to this episode, especially that hair. That hair is like unreal. Yeah, you got to wonder how much hair of hers is real and how much is a wig and sort of prop part of like like sort of an extension of her costuming. Yeah, so in this episode, I was saying we have Kat Tabor, we have Anna Graves. They really hold everything down. Corey Burton is in this as the Minister of the Interior. Prime Minister Almac, who's really the antagonist in most of the episode, is played by Julian Holloway. Tom Kane is in as the narrator. Greg Baldwin, who popped in as a crew member. D. Bradley Baker is in this, and then that's the cast. So pretty tight on this one. Next episode, like I mentioned, is when we get my Corky Crees, which I can't wait. Oh, they're gonna mix the tea with some poison.
And here we have another hairstyle.
Oh yeah, look at how ominous that shit is. Oof. I like that it's about profits too. It's like twice the tea, twice the profit.
Oh, crap.
What happened?
Oh, I'm doing the, I lost my connection for a little bit.
Yeah, if I start seeing the wheel spin, I just surrender. I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, the wheel was spinning. The wheels.
Yeah, that hairstyle on Padme, Sherry, is so different that you almost don't recognize the character. Like it sort of changes the shape of her face. The way it goes out like that, like it could truly be a different character. Like if you told me that was someone other than Padme, I'd believe you. I'd be like, oh yeah, it's just a woman who kind of looks like Padme.
Oh, the wheels in the sky.
Even though there's no Mandalorian armor, I do appreciate their very Star Trek kind of jumpsuit and robe situation.
Damn it.
There's an outbreak. Look, capitalism was in charge for 3 fucking seconds and everyone's dead. Like, this is how fast this is going. They're like, you know what we should do? We can make a little bit more money if we poison the tea. And now everyone's dead. This is awesome. It just escalated incredibly quickly. This is where, like, sometimes I think the Clone Wars is like a broad comedy. Also, the more that I'm like looking at all the character models, there's no shortage of men who look like Corky Crees. So my conspiracy theory is starting to evaporate.
Oh, it's one of those days.
Is your connection fading?
Oh yeah, I haven't been watching anything for a little while. There we go.
I like that she's mentioning Death Watch. Or I guess he brings up Death Watch, but this hairstyle on Padme is killing me. I forgot how weird it is. Even though it's like the most normal sort of Earth-like looking hair, just on her it looks so strange, right? Like it makes her look completely different. I do like this casual look for Satine though. Like this is what qualifies as casual for her. This like overcoat and the headband and these giant earrings. She's got like I guess her pants have sort of 2 pieces to them where there's like rings around her knees, which are impossibly small by the way. Like none of these proportions make sense on any type of real human, but like even the like you can see it in the animation. Like even her like chest line up here looks too structured and bony. Like, not even like a bone. It just looks like a Lego piece. But she's got like an undershirt under that. Like, she's got a lot on, and this is like her casual look.
Okay, how many more minutes do you have?
Oh, I have 15:40 to go.
Okay.
So all these kids look like the fucking children of the corn. Oh my god. I know they're trying to say something about like the Mandalorian high culture, like they're all like white and blonde. There's obviously a story there about like the royal bloodline and like the fact that this is a very homogenous society right here in the capital. But we know that Mandalorians are every alien race, nationality, etc., etc. These kids are creepy. Oh my god, especially with this animation. This is bad animation too. I forgot how bad this is, you guys. Yeah, Sherry, there's no Mandalorian armor. Like, this is crazy. This is such like a weird. I feel like we don't even see the Mandalorian armor until we get to Death Watch.
Yeah, well, this is the effect that Satine had on the society. She wanted them peaceful, so she was probably pushing back on personal armor,
Yeah, and then it comes back as the response to people not liking what's going on.
They didn't get to dress like they wanted to.
Slabbing. Just slap it in there to save a nickel.
You can hear Dee's voice in that.
The school's import log has been erased.
Yeah, I'm about 5 seconds behind you, but I can live with that.
Oof.
See, even the guards, don't really have armor on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they look like Imperial Royal Guards, right? With that sort of silly looking helmet, and you could just see through like the slit. Like, yeah. Oh, yeah, I see it, Sherry. Sherry is saying that he looks like he has a little bit of a farmer's tan from a Mando helmet.
Yeah.
And you're right, there's like a T-shaped kind of tan line there.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Oh, wow, that's strange.
I wonder if that was done on purpose.
Yeah. Also, he could use a helmet. That hairline, Christ. Like, just shave it off, man. This guy's a dick.
Yeah, well, and once again, Satine and Padme are out in the lead, investigating, finding out what's going on. This is it's kind of much like how Clone Wars builds the legend of Anakin Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
So does it build the legacy of Padme Amidala.
At least he's being cooperative.
Yeah.
We've met a lot of characters this episode. And here's the thing, as the viewer, we know who did it. If they were trying to set it up as an actual mystery that we were solving along with the ladies, then it would make sense to have all these characters. But this is too many people. Like, aside from the fact that I'm terrible with names, like, and we already know Almec did it, it doesn't really leave a lot to, and I guess like the tea traders are the ones who, actually did it, but he's allowing it to happen. Yeah, these guys. I like Satine. She's like, we don't need more. We don't need backup. Can you know? Because she'll shoot a bitch. We've seen it. Yep, there's your bribe. It's so like blatantly obvious. It's just like comical. This is where like you sort of wish that Padme did have the Force so she could force choke people because she would do it. She would just... See, this is the thing. Satina's smart though. She didn't just go for this guy. She was like, I need to see how far up the chain it goes. Not free of corruption. They've said the word numerous times, actually. I'm quite impressed.
I'm always watching.
It's a good trap.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
Yeah. I like that basically she was like, well, if you are not going to be arresting these people, you obviously must be in on it. Everyone's pretty easily manipulated. You don't even need to do Jedi mind tricks on these fucking idiots. Like, there's so many stupid men running around this galaxy. Like, he was played like a fiddle.
Look at these, and see, now that's where he's got the suntan. Notice how you put the visor up and it comes and burning the top of your head.
Yep. I like that they were gonna punch Satine and oh Jesus.
Yeah, let's go in with shields and staffs.
They've got blasters. There you go. Oof.
Come on, Padme.
I know. She's a good shot, too. We know that. From episode 1, we know she's a good shot. See, look at that. She's basically the best one in the military. Oof.
Yeah, she has great tactical skills as well as actual
people
shooting.
She never gets her due. And it's because the movies sideline her. If you watch the Clone Wars, it's a very different character. Impressive shooting for a senator. She was like, yeah, my boyfriend's a Jedi.
Yeah, you should see him shoot.
Yeah. And the burning of the warehouse will get the attention of everyone at the top. Oof. It's a lot of money. I love how they're just like, oh, just stand by this toxic fire. We're good.
Okay.
We're good. We don't need a mask or anything.
And the weird ass hair.
This is the ultimate trick coming up, though.
Maybe he has something to do with it.
Yeah. The very people conducting this investigation might be corrupt. Oh, why are we consuming media that hits too close to home? I saw
Yeah.
Wicked last Monday, which is why I wasn't on a week ago, and I was like, "This is the fucking life I live. Like, this is it. We are in Oz." Closer to part 1, I would say, than part 2, but it feels that way.
I think I've said this before, but one of my favorite rewatches is West Wing, and I'll get Bridget stuck in the living room with me watching it. She'll be cooking, and I'll be watching it in the living room, and she'll go, it's been 20 years since that show came out, and it's still amazing how pertinent the politics are to what's currently going on.
Mm-hmm. There was an album that came out recently on, like, you know how Dolby Atmos is like redoing everything. And I forget what it was, and it was very politically charged from the 80s. And I was reading the lyrics, and I was like, oh shit, this is today. Like, it's all just cyclical. So someone was like, people give Disney sort of a lot of shit for the way the sequel trilogy is just like fascism returns, but stupider. And they're like, yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Have you
nailed it.
looked outside lately?
Yeah, the same way that George nailed it with like trade routes and taxation leading to the rise of a fascist government. Like, hello, it's not elegant
It
necessarily,
doesn't
but it
go
is.
away.
No,
These people
exactly.
recycle the same. They recycle the same bad idea.
Maz Kanata talking about how evil takes many forms, from the Sith to the Empire to the New Order, and it's like, yeah, bad ideas just continue to recycle, and we just find a new scapegoat
Yeah.
constantly. So
Redesign the helmet and go and do the same thing.
yeah. Oh, so exhausting. And being like just an alive human with a functioning literacy is exhausting. Like, the doom scrolling is, especially when I couldn't do anything this weekend. I was like watching TV and laying on the couch and hoping the fever would break, right? So then I open Instagram, everyone's having the time of their lives, and then every third post is like the collapse of democracy and can't afford to do anything, and then whoever else is like, might go get a Christmas tree, while Christmas is still, a thing, while the economy is still good enough that we could buy gifts. And I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. But yeah, not to end on a downer note, but I feel like with the holidays coming up, people are doing a lot of introspection. And that was like 20% of all Facebook posts I saw in the past week was like people reflecting on the year and what a mess it's been. And it's true, it's been like a mess of a year. But I will say, at least
he's only been back in office for a year.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of just, constant vigilance is needed. Yeah, so that's what it is, JB. Like, constant vigilance at all times. So there are things that give me hope, and there are things that keep me sane. Like, this group helps keep me sane. I love doing the show with you and Ashley, hanging out for like, Mondays, just talking about Clone Wars. And then all the other stuff we did this year. In fact, I was talking to Spencer, I think it was yesterday, and we were talking about how we're going to do a big recap, like a New Year's episode, the way we always kind of do. But we have so much to wrap up this year. And I was like, we kind of did that a little bit on the 100K episode of the watch along. And I was like, oh man, even that's like a thing. Like, we hit 100,000 fans. We did Rebel Scum Con. We had the big meetup at Rhode Island Comic-Con. Half the team went to Japan for celebration. Like, so much has happened this year. It's been amazing. And so even though it's been like a really terrible year in a lot of ways, like, we at least, like, within our group, did what we could to bring joy to people in 2025. And we will continue to do so in 2026. And I will buy toys for whoever I damn well please, myself included. As long as I have the money. Look, that's bad when even Fox is telling you that, like, maybe you should save your money. Look, there hasn't been a jobs report number, right? Corruption, like all those cases that just got dismissed because, like, that person wasn't actually the attorney general. She's some idiot that they put in. They hired some fucking waitress to like pretend to be a lawyer.
Well, they couldn't get the guy that was actually hired to do the job to do what they wanted to, so they threw a blonde in there in hopes that everybody would not realize how bad she was and just look at how pretty she was.
between her and the press secretary, they're literally setting the women's movement back. Every time I keep seeing these like terrible comments about like the character of these individuals, and sadly there's like a lot of underpinning of like unqualified woman, and I'm like, that's accurate, but it's because she's unqualified. It has nothing to do with the gender, but then at the same time they're trying to weaponize the gender to make like all the stuff they're saying seem more palatable, right? When it's like a pretty white blonde lady telling you nonsense, like you're more gullible to it. And I was like, no, I just want to punch her harder, because I feel like I'd see my fist better on the pale white skin. So they got to go. Got to go. I usually don't get that angry and political, like generally, but like at least on this show. But I've fucking had it. Like this year coming to the end, like we need to get rid of so many of these people. And this like latest court rulings give me hope that like there will be consequences for the people taking part in this nonsense. Even if it doesn't go all the way to the top, I think a lot of mid-tier and seemingly important people are going to be like Rudy Giuliani
Somebody's
lost
been
his
propping
fucking
on
license to
something.
practice law.
Yeah. I said somebody's been propping this whole thing up, so they need to get those folks too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Russian bot farms that are all based outside of America is like a whole other thing. That was not surprising. But like, yeah, Sherry, there's that, right? Like this lady's like a vampire wearing her cross, like the fakest Christian I've ever seen. But like there's a lot of incompetent, unqualified morons like in positions of power. And I think eventually it will catch up with most of them, if not all of them, and they'll be chased away, and hopefully eventually forgotten. I would love for there to be like dire consequences for many of them. That's too much to ask. We don't do a good job with consequences. Like I was telling someone, we like to pretend to hold people accountable, but it's usually just a lot of yelling and embarrassment. But like people who can't be embarrassed, that doesn't do anything to them. It's like
Well, then you get pardoned from prison.
well, yeah, there's that too. That which goes back to the corruption of it all, right? So
Yeah.
if you have a government that you can't trust, like, and you're not trusting any of the agencies or processes or the judicial system or whatever, and things can be undone in a way that, like, I mean, it's not good that people don't trust the government, and we've gotten to this point because at some point it does, like, there will
Or
be
the
someone
government's
in
not
power
trusting.
who is untrustworthy, and there will be people who are in power who are trustworthy, and like the institution shouldn't suffer because of the individual's acts, right? Like we should trust the government. The government should be helping people, period, right? Regardless of who's in charge. The ways they go about that are often different, right? Like, what do we think is the right? I always joke that like it's the boring shit. Like, housing is less about housing and more about, or homelessness is less about homelessness and more about like uh, tactical things around affordable housing and tax policy. Super boring, right? Like, but I can't build high enough to put in enough apartment buildings in San Francisco because of zoning laws. Like there's just houses that are worth $10 million
We
that
can get
should
into
be
zoning
worth,
all day long and the racism in zoning and how
yeah,
zoning's been used to control where people live.
of
It's
course, of
you
course.
know
I'm sorry that your house is $10 million, and if we put in the zoning thing, it's only going to be worth eight. Go fuck yourself. Like you bought that house for a nickel, so it's the kind of thing where it's like, who's preventing the build? And you have to ask yourself, like, who's creating this type of policy? And why do we have so many open apartment buildings in a place like New York City where there's so much demand to live here? And it's because landlords are intentionally keeping inventory open and not renting them because they don't want to put them below a certain market value. They're price fixing. These are things that are inherently illegal, but you don't have a way of enforcing it. So at that point, they're not illegal. They're just frowned upon. And if you told people they were illegal, they'd be like, oh, someone should do something about that. But if there's no mechanism to do something about it, then it doesn't matter. It's kind of like speeding. If there aren't cameras to catch you speeding, the speed limit is whatever the fuck you care about. Like I can go 90 in a 20 mile per hour zone if there's no camera or cop to catch me, right?
no
Like,
consequence.
yeah, there's zero consequences. So I think this is where mechanisms need to be in place. And look, I know this gets really boring very quickly. I'm a big political science and econ and policy junkie. and it's where I spend too much of my time, and it's what legitimately makes me angry and sometimes makes me sick. Like you internalize all that anxiety. And some of the answers seem really simple, and some of them seem really not doable sometimes. Like, look, I'm all in on the Mondami train, and I realize that he's going to accomplish maybe a third of what he hopes to accomplish, and people will be annoyed that he doesn't do every single thing.
And that will still be a lot.
Exactly. That's the thing. I was like, if he accomplished one thing, it would be one more thing than I would let Cuomo do. By the way, Cuomo said he wants to run for Senate. Girl, you couldn't win the mayor of New York. You want to represent us at the state level? He's another one. Oh my God, we already told you no. Go away. I don't want to replace Schumer with you. I want to replace Schumer with someone young who knows what they're doing. I hope Mondami runs for that spot too and kicks you right in the dick. And that should be the pull quote of the episode. Right there. Someone snip that for Instagram. AJ, where are you? But like truly, I'm in the camp where I've so run out of fucks to give on all fronts where come at me with it. I always joke that like I don't have heat with anyone unless they have heat with me. I have heat with everything though. Like I'm like annoyed at the globe and this country and all this stupid shit. And as we're coming toward the end of the year, looking at what a cesspool year it's been for our country and the government and the people running this government and the way it is going to leave us in the next like however many years, it is embarrassing. It is disgraceful. It is just shocking that we've ended up in this situation again because it was an open book test that everyone fucking failed. And so here we are. And what's there to do about it? I'm 44 years old. I can't get out there and like start a new political party. And if I were 22, it'd be very different. Like it would be a very different situation if I were 22 being like, oh, this little backslide is annoying. I already did that in 2000. I was like, this Bush backslide is annoying. And you saw where it took us. So I don't even know how you come out of this without having to do decades of repair.
I think you're right. But now I'm going to say squirrel.
Yeah, right. Because, like, by the way, this is exactly the kind of this is top of mind for everyone because Thanksgiving is coming up and everyone's ready to fight with their fucking families. I can't wait.
Well, yeah, the meme says talk about politics and religion at Thanksgiving dinner, so you don't have to buy Christmas gifts.
Yeah, that's spot on. I will say our Thanksgivings are really tame because, like, my sister and I are basically the same person. Like, if you asked her for her political views, they're like a smidge to the right of where I am, and I'm off the table to the left, right? So like we're good, like we're Gucci, right? Mom and dad are fine, like they're very middle of the road, and we agree on almost everything, and no one else is stupid enough to say anything. So like, and actually what's interesting is like the four of us, so me, my sister, my husband, and my brother-in-law, like look like communists to like the rest of America generally, and we are very fine with that little bubble for ourselves, right? And we're good. And if anyone like my mom and dad think Mondami is ridiculous, right? But also like who were they going to vote for? One, they don't live there anymore, but like they literally didn't want to vote for any of those people. Like my mom used to remember what Curtis Sliwa was like until he became a white supremacist. Like there was a difference of who he was in the 70s when he was trying to like brush away crime. And now it's like, oh, like he's like borderline Nazi, isn't he? Like that changed, right? Like he wasn't that same person. So, and Cuomo, like when he was governor, I agreed with a lot of his policies. And then I found out he molested all those women or sexually harassed all those women. I was like, well, we're done with him. Like that was easy for me. I was like, oh, line in the sand. We're not going to permit that. Like, I don't care what his policies are. Like, he's just dead to me. Also, he didn't win the primary. Get out. Like, you didn't win the primary. Stop running on a third party trying to fuck things up. Like, that's stupid. So, I don't know. That's the kind of thing where it makes me crazy. I was like, I'd stop, coasting on the name that you had as opposed to your actual policies. Because, by the way, he had no policies. That's the craziest part. He kept talking about how Mondami, like, can't deliver on the things he's promising. I was like, well, what are you promising? You're promising nothing. So I'd love for you to deliver on something. You got nothing. Nothing. Yeah. So this is by the way, this is just a precursor to Thanksgiving. If you can't go toe to toe with this, bring your wine to Thanksgiving, kids. Cause like someone's coming out swinging. I actually think like this is going to be a brutal Thanksgiving. So I would like to send all my love and light and positive energy to everyone out there. Talk about Star Wars, talk about Wicked, but leave out the politics in Wicked. Be like, oh my God, they sing so well. Right. I'm sure there's a sports game happening. I don't know about football, but I think that usually happens around Thanksgiving. sometimes
3 games.
multiple games in a day is what I heard,
Yeah.
right? And then what else is going on? Are there any other good movies coming out? There's got to be something happening this week. What are the movies?
Let's see. Where's
There's got to be something
Fandango?
new. Yeah, tell them how you're part of this Facebook group that has 100,000 Star Wars nerds just like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're doing all sorts of fun stuff with us in 2026. Hopefully my show doesn't get canceled after tonight. So
SpongeBob Avatar is not coming out until after Thanksgiving.
SpongeBob's coming out in like December, right? Oh,
Uh,
the Bengals are playing. Okay, Sherry. All right, you'll have to keep us posted. Oh, Zootopia 2. Yes. Oh my God, the first
yes.
Zootopia is incredible. Love that movie. Rental Family. Oh, Sherry's on a roll now. I don't know Rental Family, but I will give that one a try.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's with the guy from The Mummy,
Brendan Fraser?
Brendan Fraser. So he goes to Japan, and in Japan, you can rent a grandfather, you can rent a grandmother. Somebody will play the part, and so he goes to Japan and does it the other way around. He's the one that becomes the uncle, the brother, the sister, whatever he needs to be, and he becomes the rental family. He's an actor, and he says, "Well, I can do this," and starts playing the roles.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
I love Brendan Fraser. I mean, they just announced that a Mummy sequel is happening, and
4.
yeah, they put up all the names, and it was like Brendan
Everybody's
Fraser,
come.
Rachel Weisz, whoever. All of them had like Academy Award winner over it. It was like, I was like, holy shit, this cast. Same thing with Devil Wears Prada. They announced it, and it was like everyone was Academy Award winner or nominated. It was like Meryl, Stanley, and I'm missing the other woman. Emily. Like, bam, 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 bam. These are like acclaimed actors now. By the way, I will be first in line for Devil Wears Prada Part 2. I don't care what it's about. The fact that they're back, I'm in. That's next year at some point.
Yeah.
All right. We're just about out of time. But I did want to show everyone what is going on this week real quick. Where's my schedule post? Come on. I'm looking for the schedule. I lost it in here. Oh, here it is. So we have a short week of programming this week. So I know is going to be on tomorrow night at 9 p.m. with JB and Sarah. They have a whole listicle of things they are thankful for within Star Wars, which is really fun. And then Wednesday, also on a special night, we've got the VCN watch along of Superman 1978, which is, of course, a classic. Now, there's no show on Sunday because it also happens to be the 5th Sunday of the month. So everyone enjoy your Thanksgiving. Have a great time. We are going to be putting up a special playlist, though, of movies that we're thankful for, I believe, on Friday. So if you're sitting at home looking for something to do, we will have a VCN stream running for most of the day on Friday as well. So be on the lookout for that.
Or you can watch It's a Wonderful Life, I think, on TBS or something like that. 24 hours of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, there's all sorts of crazy programming. I think this Twilight Zone marathon happens too, or is that New Year's? There's a few of them.
Yeah, It's a Wonderful Life is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's a classic.
I Will Fall Down or something like that, and you always hear me go, I'm okay. I'm all right.
I'm all right. Well, I'm hanging on by a thread. So with that, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. We hope you have a fantastic Thanksgiving and a great start to your holiday season. If you're traveling, please be safe. Please enjoy your time with your family and your friends, your loved ones. Tune into the VCN this week to hang out with us, especially if you're not traveling or maybe you need someone to spend some time with. Maybe your family lives far away. Join us tomorrow night for the Tuesday night Zoom. I think it'll be a pretty packed Zoom as people get ready to I think some people have anxiety about seeing their family and travel and all that kind of stuff. So come commiserate tomorrow night before the 9 p.m.
We can all watch Sarah and JB do their thing tomorrow night.
Yeah, you guys will have a great time watching them. The episode's really, really fun. And then Wednesday, the special night for the watch along. Then everyone enjoy your Thanksgiving. That's it for this week.
Sounds good. Long live the Republic.
All right. Good night, guys.
Hello there.
Hi, I'm Mark Connell. I'm the Director of Programming at the Virtual Cantina Network, and I'm here with James Arnold Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yes, I know that one well. I have the high ground if I... Wait, yes. Thank you. Now I have the high ground. And you are watching Clone Wars Revisited. This is the show you're looking for.